Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are definitely back again for another one on this one only Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up yourself for tuning into another reaction where I tend to react to a number of things taking place in Dominica, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world by extension. So with that said, big up the Mystelics family for tuning into yet another reaction. And of course, the couples are there. Big up yourself for tuning into this here reaction. Don't forget, guys, if you want to become part of the Mystelics family, boy, I say that fast. My lord! Boy, you mad. That was crazy. Anyways, guys, if you want to become a part of the Mystelics family, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification. Don't forget, guys, to definitely download the app if you have your Android devices. Don't forget to download the Mystelics Tube app. And, of course, that will be in the first comment in the comment box below. Now, guys, there's a rather interesting situation taking place in Dominica, which we're going to be talking about in a moment. But before I get into that, guys, I must make mention of this particular situation that you probably saw right there. Let me make sure this thing is brighter so that you guys can see. I suspect people's phone does be missing light, man. Missing light bulbs, brothers and sisters. Anyways, this is the accident that took place in the Zelle region. This is a more on the house where the vehicle actually entered. And you can pretty much see it right there. There were fans there. It seems like there were fans there and stuff. On the place, man. That's something else, brothers and sisters. But of course, I got another update in this regard right there. Hey bro, good morning. I think this was with the individual speaking to her brother. Right there, just the update. Well, vehicle was removed yesterday around after 1. I'm guessing 1 p.m. because it was daylight when I saw the video right there. I'm just waiting on the guy to come and sign the documents or document accepting full responsibility and that he will pay all the damages based on the assessor's report. He has to then take that to the traffic department and his insurance company right there. So apparently he was going up the hill and decided, you know what, guys, let me make a speed. Probably he was going up the hill and the vehicle couldn't take. Maybe the hill was so steep. Maybe the hill was so steep, brothers and sisters. He driving and the vehicle forcing to go up and it do a kind of a thing. I don't know what kind of dance that, but that's seems like a dance. Anyways, brothers and sisters, so that is what happened according to the individual who owned the house, and that's what she told the brother send this to me. So that's the update right there, just in case you wanted to know what was taking place. I actually saw an update of the incident that took place on May Day in Portsmouth, in Point Wrong area, TB area, and it was of the girl that I was talking about, who actually got the dislocated hip and the fractured shoulder. She actually had it on a TikTok, but I'm not gonna put that out there. I'll just leave that there right like this. So she's doing okay. You can see she has a number of things on her and stuff. That's just one of them. I think there were a number of others who had injuries and what have you. But brothers and sisters, I think based on what she was looking, how she was looking, she pretty much seemed okay and not in too much pain. Maybe she was under some, I don't know, morphine or something like that. And you know, she was doing relatively okay. Thank God she's alive, and I thank God her family is also alive as well. I remember an incident that took place with one of her family members, and that was also devastating. So thank God that they are also alive right there in this regard. Anyways, guys, moving along in this regard. We have, I say in this regard a lot. But anyways, guys, in this regard, Thea Lafort jumps 14.46 meters to win the gold at the Rabat Diamond League. This is her, you know, being Thea, as Thea does best. She's a very energetic girl from what I've seen. But Thea Lafort jumps 14.46 meters to win gold at the Rabat Diamond League. For those of you who don't know, this is a Dominican and she lives in the United States. And of course, she represents Dominica in a number of places. I'm not sure if she represented Dominica there, but Leah Lafort is from Dominica. So give this video a thumbs up for her for definitely doing her thing out there. And of course, you know, showcasing that the Dominican representative, being a Dominican or representing Dominica, whichever it is, she definitely did her thing. So give this video a thumbs up, guys. Of course, that will also help the algorithm of YouTube to push this video further and further right there. Now, guys, I actually saw this thing, which was rather interesting when I think. I feel bad for parents nowadays. You have to be able to explain the birds and the bees. But what the birds and bees are? I don't know, but okay, I know. But you if you don't know, ask your mother and your father. The little ones listening, ask your mother and your father what the birds and the bees are. The birds and the bees. The birds and the birds, you have to, the bees and the bees, the birds and the birds, the birds that used to be bees, the bees that used to be birds, the birds that look like bees, plus bees that look like birds but still not a stinger. And this is just a one part of it, you know. What about the birds that think they're bees but not exactly bees? They are the birds but they think they're not birds. They think they're bees but not bees at all. Kind of reminds me of that partner. I think it's Dwayne Wade's son, who thinks he's a woman and he's loving a woman who thinks she's a man. So that is exactly what I'm breaking out right there, brothers and sisters. It's kind of crazy in this world. This is why we need to protect. Sometimes we talk about protecting people from dangerous people in society. But what about the very people that we trust in the school systems? Or this might not have been in Dominica, or this hasn't reached in Dominica yet, from my understanding. But this is definitely coming. Some of the madness that is taking place in the United States and other places that they are pushing will definitely trickle down itself if the people don't watch themselves. The madness will trickle down. Where people think that if because they are, tell you, it's an interesting world that we live in here. And it seems like they're trying their best to see if they can top it. The people who are causing these ruckus to society, they're trying their best to top it. Hey, let's stop it. Okay, we bring the anti-man vibes there. Okay, we'll make it nice and everybody. Oh, you anti-man, nice anti-man. But then they try to make it worse. They put in things worse and worse and worse. So even if you correct that, something else worse and before it, if you try to correct that, so it's like a domino effect with the dominoes falling. So you literally have to move each domino one by one to get to the root of what they're causing. So it gets worse and worse and worse. So even when you try to tell your children, you know, according to science, which is pretty much they're trying to change science on their own merit, and it based on nature and biology. There's one thing we can't do, guys. We can have our own beliefs on certain things, but it doesn't change nature nor reality. We can believe that we are like a guy who believes he's a deer, or the woman that believes she's a tree, and they end up putting 2 pellets in him thinking he was a deer because he dressed up like a deer, and they had to bring him to a human hospital. Why didn't they put his head on a plaque and put it? No, because they know reality doesn't change because of what he thought he was. You understand me, brothers and sisters? So it's going to be an interesting time, which makes people like me even say, boy, having children, boy, in this kind of mad world that we live in, brothers and sisters, oh, it does be frightening, eh? I not gonna lie. And then sometimes you might say, boy, you train you teach your children right and whatnot. But then you have internal, you have nature and nurture, and you have the internal influence and external influence, depending on the mind frame of that youth. You try your best, but then the person, and then yourself feeling downtrodden by this. Oh, I tell you, brothers and sisters, scary stuff, eh? Anyways, talking about little youth right there, guys. The police has made a statement right there. You can pretty much read this thing right there.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is soliciting the assistance of the general public, more specifically the people residing in the Warner and Bells area, in finding 12-year-old Kenisha Etienne, who was abducted from her home at Warner on Tuesday, 7 June 2022 at about 11:30 p.m. by suspected lunatic Kian Alexander, male adult of Bells. Information reaching the
suspected lunatic, we boy. Boy, you mad.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force indicated that Kian Alexander went to his uncle Laura Joseph Bruno's home at Warner.
I heard he was a pastor.
About 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 7 June 2022, and attacked him with a cutlass, inflicting serious wounds to his head and face. Thereafter, he abducted 12-year-old Kenisha Etienne, the adopted daughter of Laura Joseph Bruno, and disappeared with her into the bushes of Warner. Laura Joseph Bruno was transported in a conscious state to the Dominica China Friendship Hospital for medical attention.
Boy, and sometimes you might say he be transferred as unconscious. Because I remember one individual was breathing, but he don't leave the hospital at all breathing. No? There were other complications and whatnot, but I guess, you know, but anyways.
An extensive search is being conducted by the police and residents of Warner for Kenisha Etienne and Kian Alexander. The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is appealing to everyone with information to call police headquarters at 611-5100 611-5158, 611-5165, and 611-5164. Liana Edwards, Assistant Superintendent in charge of the Southern Division.
So this is the person right there. The guy who took her. I think on the basis of not using that word, I think this is the basis of the word abduction. Pretty much is the word that they're trying to use right there. But it still can be considered the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but it still can be, considered they're hand in hand anyways. But apparently her cousin is the one who actually took her, who is the nephew of the pastor guy, the father, the adopted father, no, what do you call him, stepfather, whatever it is, brothers and sisters, right there. And of course, they say this is the alleged culprit, right there, the cousin of this individual, who is known as a mad fella. They call him the mad fella right there. Kian Alexander Bells is a mentally ill person. He come to Glaston, Glashin, Warner, sometime last night, and he take a 12-year-old. He also wounded an elderly man who was apparently the father of this adopted girl. And that is a hell of a thing, man. It's one thing to be adopted, show the love and everything, but then for your adopted cousin, I guess, for you to do this, come on, man. And furthermore, why is he outside in the first place? This is one of the things I was actually telling my friend right there. I tell her, I told her that she's the cause of this. She's not in Dominica. I tell her, well, that is what you vote for. Because you mean to tell me that you know that this guy is mad and there's literally nobody helping to try to solve that madness that he has? And you can definitely solve it. There's electro thing, and there's positive reinforcements, negative reinforcements to teach these people, There's this kind of different mechanisms in psychology they can actually use. They use this when you're brainwashing people as well. You can brainwash people in a positive way, But then again, I guess Dominica doesn't know about that. Because they just have these people going out there, they're not mentally sound. And they're going out there and they're just willy-nilly just doing things. Right now, a guy is injured and an individual was abducted. Little one was abducted. And nothing is being done in this regard. I remember when I was talking to some individuals in St. Joseph, or some madman that was doing something, making noise and whatnot, and the police went for him. I say, well, are you going for him? Is that a normal case? They tell me, yes, that's a normal thing. So you have people who are mentally unsound just in society. You don't think they can do harm to people? I mean, this is a clear example of it right there. A clear example of what was going on right there, brothers and sisters. So I think I think we are lapsing in this regard. Because our officials are not doing anything. They just have these people roaming and think nothing will happen until they're actually waiting for something. I think Dominica is so easy now. We Dominica not easy at all. We're literally waiting for something to happen before we do something about it. Just like when there's accidents and all kind of things happen in the place. Even when I remember the Penville 5, they told me nothing has been done about that particular area. So they're waiting for somebody else to go down that area. Really? Really and truly. Come on, people. We need to do better than that. We're waiting for something to happen. We're not using for preventative measures, We're looking for something to actually happen that result maybe in somebody getting hurt or losing their own lives. The girl... Yes, Lord. It kind of reminds you of that thing right there. I mean, it's a sad situation, man. If he's not good in his head, I mean, you should have him somewhere and try to teach him. And when he sees signs of improvement, then you bring him out on the streets. You put him out on the streets for him to become a somewhat productive citizen in society. Or you don't have him outside. Because this thing could have been prevented right there. But then again, I had this video of this young girl singing.
Dirty man, you dirty man. Leave the people picnic them alone.
So dirty man, leave the people picking them alone. And you would think, well, he mad, so okay. But there are non-mad people doing the same thing, troubling people's children. But then again, let's move on right there, brothers and sisters. So this is Kenny G them. They apparently go on the pursuit. So not only are 9 to 5. But thanks for going out there, guys, and helping in this regard.
So you want to join us, we won already. Yeah. So you know already we won and the audit is on for that man. And there's no joke thing going on there.
Well, I think they found him. Anyways, we'll talk about it in a moment. Yes, guys. So on the basis of this explanation, kidnapping is taking or detention. So based on a family relation is abduction. So you can pretty much see this right there. Like I said before, that's the Kenisha Etienne girl of Warner. This is another picture of her in a school uniform. And then we have this right there. Actually, what happened? Let's take a listen.
What led to that?
On Mate.
Well, actually, the pastor, as you spoke, the
pastor
was in church. I think it was in Bible study, and actually, from where he lived, the wife dropped him up and went back to the village, and so it was about 9:45 going to 10 o'clock, and when the guy arrived at his home and actually trying to.
So it was after church then. So they went to church, you know, and then I guess he was making some sort of noise and what have you, and then he went home and I guess the guy followed them.
Go with the young girl, maybe pulling her sort of, and so in that quest for trying to trying to get
protect the girl,
little girl, which is his adopted daughter, out of harm's way. Then he slid, and upon sliding, the guy with the weapon, the cutlass, began slashing him all in his head and so on.
You see what they're talking about, guys? So if they had this guy somewhere, you know, getting rehabilitated, you think this would happen? Well, then again, I don't think that would definitely happen. But then again, people with their good head does do madness too. You know they say there are more mad people outside than inside. But then again, at this point, this is a madman outside. And he's not supposed to be there because he's supposed to be in rehabilitation or something like that. Come on, man.
So when I arrived on the scene, with ex-fireman, we assessed the situation. We could not have waited on the ambulance based on the amount of blood he had lost thus far. So we had to rush him on the fireman vehicle and take him down to the...
Kudos to the fireman who organized that right there. Kudos. Give this video a thumbs up for that right there, guys. I would appreciate that. And of course for what took place as a result of the fireman actually helping out right there. This is one of the reasons why I talk about the ambulance in different places. In the Warner area, I don't think there's any ambulance in the Warner area. True or false, brothers and sisters? Is the ambulance there? But thank God for the fireman. Right there, let's continue.
Princess Margaret Hospital, and as we speak, he's at the...
So they had to bring him from Warner to Roseau, Princess Margaret Hospital. So Warner to have a healthcare facility or hospital or something like that can treat him, you know, in case of any... No, we're not thinking that far. No. Oh, okay.
At the ward, nursing his injuries. And so ever since, several calls were made to different police unit branch, and they of course came and assisted up to this moment. And
so the police were not on the scene; they actually came in afterwards.
They just joined in this morning from all over in the terrain, trying to get hold of that young girl, because our concern now is to get that young girl, and we don't know from this point now what has happened to her, or what may happen to her, that young child. So all of us, we are very much concerned. People are grieving, and it's just a sad moment for us in the community at this point in time. But we not.
But in my thought process, I understand. So was the wife at home? What was going on? Because if that took place and he was hurt, the father was hurt as a result of, you know, the madman. If the wife was there screaming, shouting, hey, you know, something like, you know, shouting, you know, neighbors come and help me or something like, we're not neighborly again, or maybe they were not in a neighborly environment. But to me, Warner, I look at Warner as my thought process goes from Warner. I mean, there are a lot of houses. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was at a distant place, you know, or something like that, because it's possible that it could be. I'm not exactly sure where exactly, you know, is that exact location. But if I mean the lady, I don't. That's why I'm asking where the lady was. Maybe she could have shouted out, "Neighbors, help me!" and whatnot. They're taking my child, go and whatnot, blah blah blah, and so forth and so forth. If that wasn't the case, I don't know. Well, let's continue.
Kudos to the police who trying to assist. But man, one of the things that
kudos to the policeman, no doubt about it.
We have to bear in mind when one is a threat to several different communities and become a nuisance to society, I think discretion is to bring some redress.
Guys, I don't know what was said then. Huh? It seems like the audio probably went off or something.
To that situation, because the guy is
some redress to the situation, definitely.
He's loaded with this type of weapon, his majesty, knife. He's been making numerous threats. As a matter of fact, so this is not the first time he has attacked.
So he has done this before, and they still had him outside, knowing that he's a madman, mentally ill. He's supposed to bring him inside. Put him inside. They say more people out mad outside. I think he was willful. We have mad people outside. They need to go inside. He has done this before, and he's still having him outside, knowing that he is mental. You need to bring him inside to tell him stop his dirty ways. Negative and positive reinforcements, brothers and sisters. Come on, man.
Yes, yesterday afternoon he drew on the police.
Hey, no. And you would think it's somebody else he did this to. He did this to police, and the police still had him outside.
His majesty, somewhere in Silvina, he put
and he's like, he stabbed the man in his hand going after the police. Boy, I tell you, boy.
Police cutlass and tell them when they try to, apprehend him, he pulled his cutlass and from his back, and he told them he stand up in a position like he ready to. He's
Rambo.
To butcher, he's ready to fire. So and
the police was ready to think. Dominica don't know about tasers. We don't necessarily have to shoot people, you know. There are technologies. Dominican police, there are technologies called tasers, you know. We can get tasers. No, we can't get tasers. No, but we can get tear gas. Not true. We can get some tear gas and things to throw behind innocent citizens. Okay, all right then. But there's something called tasers, brothers and sisters. We can use tasers. You mad people, you know, you have mad people out there. And they want to play like they bad and thing. Tase them, man. Don't put use pellets on them. Tase them. They will know what pain is. They must behave themselves. Anyways.
However, the police, in their own judgment, did not fire because.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because he is mentally unsound.
I mean, they would have every reason to have done that because.
No, they wouldn't. Because they know he's mentally unsound, and they allowed him to be outside there. They are the ones responsible for that, you know. They are the ones responsible because they knew and they did nothing about it. The man attacked them before and they still had him outside. What do you expect to happen? The same situation that just happened there?
Someone pulling a weapon on you and telling you, come, let them take your life away, man.
It's a difference when you have sane people versus insane people. This one was an insane guy. He should have been apprehended. And if he was apprehended or left in the cell for 2 or 3 days, no, well, don't leave him in cell. That don't make no sense. Bring him in psychiatric unit to help him. Give him some drugs or something to help him. Not illegal substances, guys. Legal substances you're talking about. Anyways, let's continue.
You would have to be very, very, very nice for you not to use your discretion and to defend your own life. You cannot put one's life in danger like that.
I understand that, but at the same time, you know that he's mentally unsound. They should apprehend him and bring him inside, not have him outside. And there's something called tasers, brothers and sisters. Get tasers. You mean to tell me in this day and age you have no tasers in Dominica? Is bullet. Boy, only bad not get to me, boy.
About the pastor's injuries. Is he still at the hospital as we speak? Yes, he's still at the hospital. Now, as to how he left from where he was, man, to go higher up to
get assistance. So that means the woman wasn't there. If there was a woman there, I don't know if he's married or whatnot, but he's taking care of that girl, adopted girl. And most likely the woman wasn't there, so he had to try to find his own self-help, which then gives me a better idea as to where exactly he was. He most likely was by himself, since he then had to climb up the hill to go and get help. meaning that there were not people around him. It's always good to have neighbors, you know, guys. It's always good to have neighbors.
From his brother, man. One has to wonder if it's an angel or if it's maybe God that saved that man.
It's not maybe. It's not maybe, brothers and sisters. It have to be God, brothers and sisters. I have to, not maybe.
You could see where he dropped several areas trying to, you know,
Reach where you have to reach.
assistance for his life.
So angels were helping him, man. Sometimes you don't see, but they were definitely there.
If you could see the pool of blood in
Well, some of us cannot see, yeah.
several different stops that he made in trying to reach to for assistance.
Yep.
Because he at that point it was just he and the girl and an elderly living in the house. At this point, at that point,
Okay, so he and the girl and the an elderly, I'm guessing maybe the grandmother or something like that, or grandfather, whoever, an elderly person was living there, so the elderly person couldn't do much for him. So I guess there was no woman there. Well, I heard some, I don't know. It was there a woman there. In the video was from WARNER, who are Mystelics family. Let me know in the comment box below what was going on, if you know what was taking place right there.
so he had to go to source assistance. So when they called me now for assistance for help, I had no choice but to
You want help?
make some calls and get some persons and rush up and assess the situation and rush in down, and we get him to move to the PNH to as soon as. But the situation, Matt, it is very, very, very tense.
But something that came to mind, why didn't the guy use his phone to call the well, then again, I don't know if there are health facilities in WARNER, but if there were, why didn't he use the phone to call? But instead he had to literally leave his house, climb up a hill, fall along a few times, trying to, because they said there were different areas, you know, where you see he went down because of the dripping of the red substance, and he went on top of the hill. But isn't there a health facility in WARNER? These are the things that need to happen, brothers and sisters. That's what I'm talking about. When I'm making this noise and thing, brothers and sisters, that's what I'm talking about. It's not for me. That had no benefit to me, but brothers and sisters, it's clear that there needs to be facilities. What, the health center was closed? Somebody had to open the health center. If there's any health center, come on, people.
And the guy, in the dead of night, Matt, in the dark of night, we have to be in the woods and and trying to.
Is the pastor related to him or something?
The pastor is his nephew.
Pastor is his uncle.
Yeah, the pastor is his, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pastor is his nephew. I thought it was reversed, that the pastor was his uncle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the pastor nephew. Yes, the pastor is the uncle, yes.
That's what I know.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're just hoping that you keep us updated as to what is going on. I'll try to make an attempt to see if we can get to family members there in
Guys, if you have any updates on that, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment box below. But guys, we heard that he was found. Got him. He looking too damn intact, though. Don't know if he got that's one of the things that I'm hearing, that they haven't located the little one right now. As of now, as of I'm making this video, they have not located the little one. And as you can see, it looks like he have a bag on his head or something. Oh no. But they haven't located the little one yet. Hopefully she's okay. Pray for her safe return wherever she is. And you know, when you're mad, sometimes or she probably ran away or something. I don't know if she escaped, you know. I mean, if I remember when I was 12 years old, nobody could kidnap me. You crazy? No, there's problem. There's problem, boy. But there's a little girl that they, exactly show her training when she was growing up. But hopefully she escaped, and they'll find her somewhere. And Dominican people are pretty much friendly, so they'll always come to assistance in this regard if that is the case. Or he probably hit her somewhere or tied her. Hopefully nothing, he didn't do anything bad, because there were a few hours that this incident took place, from him taking the girl and then him being found, because that was late last night around 10-11 o'clock, and then early, about probably an hour 2 hours ago, they found this guy, but they haven't found the girl. So hopefully she's found right there. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in this regard. Give this video a thumbs up for the individuals, the police officers, the fireman, the community people, even Kenny G them, for going out and try to find that individual which was found. But hopefully Let's pray and hope that the girl is found. Give this video a thumbs up, guys. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on post notification. Download the app, Mystelics too. That link will be in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom, bang.